Welcome to Sports Scope, the most influential sports talk show in the nation.
What is today, the 19th?
Stay tuned for updates and great sports content.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Real Sports Scope. I'm your host, Robert Butler, on this 9th day of October. I hope everybody has got out of the way and bunkered down in the Tampa, Fort Myers, too, now, Florida area, Sarasota. I know there's a pretty bad hurricane going down there. I'm pretty sure most of you are evacuated. The ones that can hear this program are anyways. I was just down in that area back in May. Okay, we got a great show with you for tonight. Going to talk about, and I got a nice clip here. From the Paul Finebaum show. Paul Finebaum caller talking about Alabama losing to Vanderbilt, and he compares it to finding your wife in bed with the neighbor. So we'll play that a little bit later. Also, Spencer Rattler in the NFL. Spencer Rattler will get his first start with the New Orleans Saints this week. Derek Carr is officially out with the oblique. And 30 minutes past the hour, I have Andre Gibson coming back to the program. Andre's on StreamYard now, and he's actually backstage watching the program here for the first 30 minutes. And I'm going to bring him on. We'll talk about this Titans situation. Got to get his comments on that monumental upset by by Vanderbilt over Alabama, throwing the goalpost in the river, and the fire department getting it out. I thought that was hilarious, and maybe get a few NBA questions in there as well about the Celtics and whatnot. So stand by. Let's take our first and only break. We'll be back here momentarily. We'll hit the ground running here on the Real Sports Scope. Hello, Sports Scope followers. The program has seen tremendous growth since going 5 days a week. I just wanted to thank everybody for your cash contributions and sharing the program with friends and families. Just a reminder, if you want to contribute to the program, go to the Cash App, the cash sign, and Sports Scope. There are other ways to contribute to the program listed at the bottom of the screen. If you want to advertise on the program, go to sports, that is sports with an S, another S, scope, SKOPE, at gmail.com, just like it's listed at the bottom of the screen. Thank you and enjoy the program.
I'm Mac, CEO of National Streaming Sports and host of the Mac and Jack Sports Show. You're watching the sharp-dressed man and the big story breaker, Robert Butler, on Sports Scope, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Eastern on National Streaming Sports. To get the National Streaming Sports channel on your Roku TV, channel search National Streaming Sports. There's the channel search in Roku. There's our logo right on the right. NESSP. Tap on the logo and it will add to your TV, the channel to your TV. On your laptop, tablet, and mobile phone, download the free Roku app and channel search just like above. If you don't have Roku TV, you have to order a Roku device from the Roku store, hook it up to your smart TV, and bang, you have Roku TV. Again, channel search, National Streaming Sports. Click on our NESSP logo and add the channel. National Streaming Sports is brought to you in part by BetUs.com, designed for true fans. NFL odds, Week 1 and futures, college football odds, including Heisman Trophy favorites and playoff odds, NBA odds of division winners and playoffs, Major League Baseball playoff and World Series odds, the National Hockey League Conference playoffs, and Stanley Cup odds, and boxing wagers. Betting opportunities include versus the spreads and outright winners, also during the game. Use our link on our website, nessp.info, the Bet Us Opportunities webpage, for a 125% bonus on your first 3 deposits. Must be 21 years old. And remember, Bet responsibly.
Okay, please click to disconnect from Roku. The reconnect generate knocked off. Okay, gotcha. I think I did that actually, Linda. We had two of them that come back on. Let's see. It says I'm live now. So, okay. All right. Linda sent me a message to disconnect from Roku, then push the button to reconnect. Let's see. We'll try to do that then. Okay. All right. Sorry, Linda's sending me something there, folks. And we're trying to get squared away here live. Okay. So Spencer Rattler, seems like that's working now, Linda. He's going to be starting this week for the New Orleans Saints here. Derek Carr got an oblique strain in that Kansas City Chiefs game on Monday night. And now it looks like Rattler's going to be starting there for the Saints. Remember this great start they got off to, beating up on the Carolina Panthers and then the Cowboys. And now they've hit a little bit of a slump here, to say the least. What I want to say is that 2 or 3 games straight there. I want to say it's all right. I did exactly what you said there, Linda. I want to say it's 3 games straight here that they have not lost. And now you got to ask yourself, well, is Clint Kubiak, the son of Gary Kubiak, what is this offense going to look like under Spencer Rattler? Yeah, they've lost 3 straight. I forgot about that Philadelphia game. Yeah, Philly, Atlanta, Kansas City. Okay. Thanks. Thank you, Linda. Appreciate you. All right. So now, people ask, who is this guy? Who is this 5th round pick? Let's go back down a little memory lane a few years ago. Spencer Rattler was a highly, highly recruited, sought-after player way back 3 years ago when Oklahoma, when Lincoln Riley was still coaching Oklahoma, okay? A little bit of pressure. He couldn't handle that initial pressure of being the Oklahoma quarterback. If you recall, he was a sophomore. Caleb Williams was a freshman there, having a rough start there in the Texas game. So Riley pulls him, and Caleb Williams' star was born that night, that afternoon, in the Red River rivalry. Ironically, it's going to be played this weekend again. And Caleb Williams became a star and went on and followed Riley over to USC. Spencer Rattler went to the other USC, South Carolina. He was on and off pretty much all of his career there, the next few years there. And now he's with the NFL. He dropped down to the 5th round. Okay. And but I'll say this. That is an older team per se. They're about the 19th oldest team. They're not the oldest team. I looked that up today when preparing for the program. I thought the Saints, because if you look at their general manager and roster, they've been over the cap here for about 3 years in a row. The Saints have been way over the cap here for about 3 years in a row, and they have just tweaked here, tweaked there, draft here, draft there, move this and out. They never just totally blew the team up and went young like a Green Bay or anybody like that. And now they've kind of hovered around that 18th, 19th oldest team in the league. Oldest meaning like 26, 27 average. But now you've got a guy like Derek Carr's out. They're on a 3-game losing streak. This may be a big blessing in disguise for the Saints. Rattler could take off and be a star, or he could get rattled. He could get rattled and look like the player that we seen in college who was inconsistent. It's going to be one of the more interesting games of the week. And on a side note, so I think they're kind of looking forward to that. Dennis Allen's going to be one of those other coaches. I think CBS put out, I don't know, I want to call it a poll. They put out an article, Coaches on the Hot Seat. And of course, they mentioned Saleh and then of course Saleh ended up getting fired with the New York Jets there. But also, I don't even know if they put Dennis Allen in there, but Mike McCarthy was in there as well. This is the way it's starting to look. I can kind of give you a feel for who's going to be on this hot seat. Sean McDermott's going to be one of those coaches as well. But I do think Dennis Allen's going to be because the division's too good right now between Atlanta right now and Tampa. That's really a two-team race. I mean, the Panthers are still going to be bad per se, So add him to that list. This could be a job saver, like a lifesaver, right? Or this could be the last nail in the coffin for the guy who took over as a coordinator. Very good coordinator. I think he's just coordinator material. Remember, he was already fired from the Raiders a few years ago, per se. And that's something to keep an eye on, So Pickle says, get a shovel. He's on the clock. I think so. All right. Now, big story. I've been wanting to talk about this for 3 or 4 days. Switching to the college gridiron. Alabama loses to Vanderbilt, one of the greatest upsets in college football history. One of the great, Sirianni was one of them. Yeah, Pickle said Sirianni. That's the other guy I was trying to think of earlier from Philadelphia. Big time. And possibly Brian DeBall in the 3 of the 4 teams in the NFC East. Alabama losing to Vanderbilt, one of the greatest upsets in college football history. First loss to Alabama since 1984. We're talking 40 years. And, I've been saying this about Alabama. I've also said it about Tennessee. I said this about Alabama when they won against Georgia last week. I said, they're going way too fast in this hurry-up offense. You are wearing your own defense down doing this. Not to mention the fact that Alabama defense is not as consistent as it was even 5 years ago. This started back in 22. Tennessee scored 52 points on Alabama, and now you've had 40. And this has really struck a nerve with Alabama fans. And it should, of course. But that's been a criticism. They could have lost that Georgia game. And a lot of that was just speeding the ball up, this running the ball out of the shotgun, and not giving the running back any kind of room there to get any traction. You want to do some spread and whatnot. These coaches have went too far into one thing, and now it's starting to backfire. I understand there's other aspects to worry about. Of course, the league has got more parity in it. It's gotten more with the transfer portal, the NIL throwing a wrench and everything. But a lot of this is teams not getting back to fundamentals of sometimes you got to milk the clock. You got to establish physical dominance on the team and impose your will. And they haven't been doing that. It started with the Saban teams. I think he somewhat fixed it last year, but they still had some holes in it. It didn't look as bad as it did 2 years ago. But under DeBoer, I'm starting to see more and more of that. So listen to this caller from the Paul Feinbaum show. Paul Feinbaum with ESPN, of course, the SEC network. But he had a radio show in Alabama for years and years and years. Very popular, known for his outlandish takes by the rabid Alabama and Auburn fans. Listen to this guy, legend, compare Alabama losing to a team like Vanderbilt to your wife sleeping with the neighbor and you catching them. Listen up. Very funny stuff here.
You know what this is equivalent to, brother? You know what this is equivalent to?
What's that?
This is equivalent to coming home and finding your wife in bed with the neighbor. This is what this is equivalent to, Paul. And I'll say this for this. Me and K-Dub both agree. You could never trust her again. You might stay with her for the kids' sake, but you could never trust the woman again. And the same thing's true with Coach DeBoer. You can win a natty. We can't trust your ass now. You just proved that you can beat the best.
Been trying to work on that, and I thought it would sound better on the playback. Basically, what he was saying was, this is the equivalent of a of catching your wife in bed with a neighbor. You know, he says you won't be able to trust Keelan DeBoer, the new coach there of Alabama, now that he's lost to a team like Vanderbilt. He says you'll never be able to trust him again. He says even if they go on to win a national championship game, you're always going to think of them losing to a team like Vanderbilt after Nick Saban has built this team up so much. And that's really unfortunate that we could not get that sound right. I just could not get that right for whatever reason. That's a really, really funny soundbite here. So that's my take. That's my take on that. Now, okay, Tennessee, Arkansas. I touched a little bit on that yesterday with Jason. What's Jason's last name? As much as I've been Jason Patterson, who writes for the Pig Trail Nation for the Diamondbacks there. They got a pretty good following there on the X app, 79,000 followers. Pretty good site there. But anyways, Tennessee, Arkansas. This was a lesson learned. This was a lesson learned by Josh Heupel, if you ask me, more than anything. It's a 3-0. I mean, Arkansas's defense played great. Remember they shut Tennessee out for a half, and then the second half, Tennessee goes on and takes a 14-3. Tennessee takes a 14-3 lead, and you're watching a lot of 3rd and 7, run up the middle type of plays. You can tell you're taking a lot of safe throws, those long telegraph throws to the side. That's a good formation to have with the two wides, the really wide set, that Baylor looking look there that Heupel has with Tennessee the last few years. But my thing is, you got to put a hybrid offense in there, okay? And the biggest lesson learned in there, that last drive where Tennessee comes up short, they get inside the red zone and come up short. Arkansas goes on and takes that 19-14 lead, like Jason said yesterday, with a minute and 6 seconds left to go. You could see the handcuffs were off. Nico Heupel's telling him, go ahead and make a play with your legs. If you don't see something, just go ahead and dart out and run. You're 6'6". You got a big arm. You can throw off the run, or you can just try to get the first down. You could see that in the last drive. Before that last drive, and by the way, I'll have Kevin Carroll back on the program. I think he dissected Tennessee really good the last time I had him on there before the Oklahoma game. I'm bringing him back to talk about this loss. Yes, Tennessee does have a deep defensive line. Yes, they're 4 and 5 deep. That is true, okay? But that is also somewhat of Achilles' heel. Josh Heupel put too much faith in that team, put too much faith in the defense, and really he just put them at an ends there, because the time of possession issues going throughout the second into that second half here was favoring Arkansas, even though Arkansas lost their starting quarterback in this game. Tennessee played way too scared. He had the handcuffs on this guy, and you saw what happened when who was the coach up there at Ohio State? When Ryan Day took the handcuffs off C.J. Stroud in the Georgia game. He said, just go ahead, run, throw off the run, just protect yourself. They pushed and pushed and pushed, and went for a missed field goal. They would have beat Georgia and went on to play for a national championship. Georgia ended up ultimately doing so, and that was one of their 2 championship runs they rolled. Who was at TCU the very next game? Okay, so that's you much rather, as a Tennessee fan, you much rather see that happen in an Arkansas game than to this bad Florida team that's coming up to Knoxville this week. And right now, FanDuel has Tennessee is 15.5-point underdogs favorites, to Florida. And I'm telling you right now, I'm going to put some money on that. I had it at 14.5 yesterday. Now it's 15.5. A couple of years ago, my friend Austin from church and a couple other guys, they'll cover that. It was one throw away from Tennessee being upset by Florida. But that's the biggest lesson learned from Heupel is he's got to let Nico be Nico and just play at some point. He cannot be stiff back there. He was way too. That was a big breakthrough game for him. Blessing in disguise. Another thing, as I've been saying 2 years ago, he's got to add more formations to that offense. And I'm saying this for other teams as well. Just mention it for the Alabama team. Who was it that said this? I'm trying to think of the coach here. His son used to coach for the Jets. Now he's with the ESPN here, and it's that I forgot his name now. But he was saying, it'll come to me here in a minute. You know what I'm talking about? Rex Ryan. Rex Ryan said this about Cliff Kingsbury and his offense when he was with Arizona. He says that offense, that spread-like offense where you're speeding up everything, that looks good early in the season, but eventually you're going to wear your own defense down. You're going to wear your own defense down doing that, and it's going to come back up and bite you. And sure enough, Rex Ryan doesn't often look like the brightest apple in the tree. Remember that Arizona team got off to a 7-0 start, and then they start to fall apart. It's just like that in the college game. You just don't see Texas Tech winning a national championship. Remember all those years they played that spread? Sometimes you got to get physical and run the ball, use the clock, and just get back to basics. Tennessee's one of those teams. They've got to add that pro-style formation. You've got to change your looks up a little bit. You can run the same play. They run no plays out of where the quarterback is under center and giving the running back the ball. They don't run any type of plays like that, and they need to run plays like that. I've said that then. I'll say it now. Until they don't start running plays like that, I do not think this team is winning a national championship, although they only fell down to 8. Alabama fell to 7th after losing to Vanderbilt. I mean, Alabama will be ready to play this week. They really got a lot of flack there from their fans there. Pickle says, I've seen John Madden toss the playbook at halftime. Take 15.5. Yeah, that's money right there. He's talking about that point spread. Vol should have flipped the game plan at halftime. Yeah. Well, once they got that lead, he's trying to play shell football, but you're still running the ball out of shotgun. They've got some good running backs. They got a speedy team. They're very athletic, but they claim that they're all that. This big-time offense, they scored 14 points. They were off a bye week. And traditionally, with this Josh Heupel coach team, when they've had they've blown teams out off bye weeks. Your Clemson's, you're in the bowl game. Your Iowa, they blew out on the road. They blew out LSU back in 22. So they were looking ahead, and he's up there running the ball up the middle off 7, out of shotgun too, with no. I just do not like that. I don't like staying in that same formation. Quarterbacks, former quarterbacks, and offensive-minded head coaches, I really expect them to be less and less stubborn like a defensive-minded head coach that is very defensive-minded head coach of Josh Heupel, and I hope that he changes that, and for Keelan DeBoer too with the Alabama team. So, it was funny thing about that Alabama game. I found some notes there. The last time Alabama lost to Vanderbilt was 1984, and the coach here was a guy named George McIntyre, Pickles, if you remember that. Was the Vandy coach here. And Ray Perkins was the Alabama coach. He coached there 4 years. You said, well, why are you bringing this up? Because Ray Perkins followed a legendary head coach in Bear Bryant, just like Keelan DeBoer, although he was in the national championship last year, he's following a legendary coach like a Nick Saban, ironically, and now you're seeing the big upset. So there's a little trivia there. You never want to be the guy following the guy. And, man, 3 weeks into the season, we already found that out, and that is just really unfortunate that I could not. Hey, Pickles, let me know if you can hear this. I'm going to play that one more time. I'm going to play it off my phone, and if you can't hear this, Pickles, or anybody else, just let me know. I don't think I can hear it. Never mind. That's just not a good loud bite there of it. Pickle says, never beaten a top 5 team in Nashville ever, 0-60. Yeah, and that's another trivia stat there to it. That upset was monumental. It paid plus 1,200. I've never seen a college game play that much money, so that was a lot. I'm sure there was others out there. But anyways, let's see what we got here. They are out here, correct? Yep. All right there. And on that note here, we'll stay on this topic. I've got Andre Gibson's turning back to the program, and he's got a show we'd like to promote here. He's going to start it soon. He's got the StreamYard and everything. You ready to come on, Andre? All right. Andre, how you doing, man?
How you doing now tonight, everybody? How y'all doing out here?
Yeah, you sound good, man. Just speak up just a little bit more.
Okay. How am I sounding now?
Yeah, you sound pretty good, man.
Okay.
What do you think about that monumental first time since 1984? You never really want to be the guy following the guy, right, at Alabama? The guy following Nick Saban, man.
Man, I guarantee you this. After that whooping, man, time of possession, Vanderbilt dominated. That Diego Pavia and they new coach, man, I'm telling you what, they new strength and conditioning coaches over at Vanderbilt. Watch Vanderbilt upset some folks. For your UT fans out here, stay tuned. Vanderbilt have always traditionally played them tough, and this season will not be no exception. I'm going to be like Ali or Joe Willie Namath in 1969 when he played and beat the coach. Just stay tuned. Vanderbilt should be 5-0 right now. They should be 5-0.
Yeah, they did lose to Georgia State.
Yeah. Teams that they should have beat and could have beat, they did. But how you doing, Pickles, out there? But I tell you,
I told you Pickles will be back.
I
brought Tupac back.
What's the deal, Pickles? I tell you what, good to hear from you. But I tell you what, folks, stay tuned. Watch Vanderbilt. I was a little disappointed in the great Nick Saban, that little statement he made. That ain't doing but fuel Vanderbilt and Clark put that fire in Vandy. I bet he won't say it no more. Talking about if you want an easy win, go through Vanderbilt, okay?
Yes, Saban said that. I wanted to get that clip, but I couldn't get the sound right on it.
I got it somewhere on my phone.
He did say that, but there's some truth behind that. Usually the visiting team does have more fans than Vanderbilt. So this year's kind of an outlier, you know?
Well, you know what, man? That was traditionally the case, but I see a shift and a change over there, man. If they can stay healthy, man, and keep getting them transfer portals, man, like they did Diego, man, come on, man. That dude, man, I tell you what, his name ain't mentioned in the SEC among the great quarterbacks, and it should, because he's better, really, truly, than a whole lot of them. That dude took Vanderbilt on his back, man, and all you heard every time Alabama scored, Vanderbilt answered. And this is what you would hear. that made the Alabama faithful mad, baby. Hey, I like Alabama, but hey, you got to go down, dude. You got to go down. That was a good win for Vandy's program, man.
Yeah.
They didn't do but help them recruiting wise. Watch what I tell you. Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yeah. Pickle says he looked like Minnie Elway out there. They could not get a glove on him, man. Was you surprised that Alabama didn't have the speed to run this guy down in the backfield?
They were weighing him down, man. I'm like Pickles. That dude remind me of. I'm a Gator fan for those who want to know out here. That dude remind me shades of Tebow, man. That's a big fullback type dude, man. That dude hard to bring down, man. He dragging you in the end zone with him. He's the type of dude. He don't quit on plays, man. I love that dude, man. He's a true. He's the best thing Vanderbilt done had over in a long time, man. I'm telling you.
It's baby James Franklin.
Oh yeah, that guy's exciting. Oh yeah, Franklin cool. He'll good fit up there where he is. Leave him up there, man. I heard people say maybe he'll come to Florida and coach us. I don't want him down there. Leave him where he is. Don't bring none of that coaching style to Florida, dude. We need somebody a little bigger than Franklin. I'm sorry, cause our guy might be seeing the end of the road after this season. I'm telling you.
Yes. Who would you like to see take over that Florida program? I made a prediction in the offseason, maybe Deion, but then I kind of backed off of that a little bit. Deion's getting into it with the media. Deion's wanting to change the did you hear that story about it's a rumor that he didn't want the band to play the fight song when Schroeder Sanders scored. He wanted to play some kind of different rap song.
Man, we don't need that clownery down in Florida. we had that clownery. That's the new word for the night, Pickles. Clownery. We don't need that clownery down there, man. We had enough of that with our guy, man, that left and went to Ohio State, and they said,
Urban.
Yeah, we don't need no more of that, man. You see what happened with some of his players. We don't need none of that. They come down.
You think Deion will have them out of control?
Man, they'll be out of control anyway if it came to Florida. Fun and sun, baby, and shades and chains. And big Rolexes. We don't need that. We need Rolex type plays. We need you on the field, wearing a Rolex, making tackles and special teams, and we don't need all of that. Florida been through all of that. You know that. We've been through that with Hernandez and a few others. We look at ATN. He left and went to Georgia. He
transferred.
Which that's okay. See, Florida fans got to be like.
You think they're going to give Tennessee a game this? I think they will give Tennessee a game this week.
Florida?
Yeah, they always give Tennessee a game.
Oh yeah. That's one.
Do
you
you think 15 points is too high, Andre?
With the Florida team we got, man, it's gonna be. I think it'll be close, man. But I'll go with 15. I'll say 15, man, for giggles. I'll say 15.
And they may upset Tennessee. I told you that
Tennessee ain't that good either. Tennessee lost. They lost to Arkansas. They got exposed. Vanderbilt exposed Alabama. Georgia got exposed this year. Hey, man, number one is up for grabs. Now, who do you think number one would be? I'm going to put the question to you.
Well, it's Texas, but I'll tell you what. I think Georgia can bounce back. I think Georgia can bounce back. I think Alabama's the only team that's beat Georgia in the regular season in 4 years. Georgia plays Texas in Texas next week. And I'm telling you right now, Texas has to play Oklahoma. That's a big rival game this Saturday, the Red River rivalry. That's going to take a lot out of Texas. I think that Georgia's going to be primed to beat them and jump back into that 1 seed. What do you think?
If they don't have their legs under, man, like you said, if they get beat up pretty bad, they limping into that game. If you limping in, you might limp out with a loss. That's all I can tell you. You got to be fresh and ready, man, because this is anybody's game on Saturdays now. You think about it, the teams that you would have never thought could beat teams showing the SEC and college football, this is who we are. Look at Arkansas, the Razorbacks. Who would have ever thought I ain't think they'd beat Tennessee Saturday. I'll be honest with you.
Tennessee's very good off bye weeks with Josh Heupel. You know, he was playing this kid way too conservatively. Nico, this new quarterback, and he took the handcuffs off that last drive. They almost scored and won the game. I think that he sees that film. He's like, okay, I need to let Nico run some more the way Ron Day with Ohio State let C.J. Stroud run in that Georgia playoff game a few years ago where they almost beat Georgia. With all those pros on there, now look at Stroud. He's killing it in the NFL.
Well, I tell you one thing, man, that I noticed, and the Vanderbilt ankles down fan base was holding their breath on is that bad kicker they have over. I said, man, if that dude miss a 35-yarder, man, I'm gonna jump through the TV, man. It's like, dude, this being a Florida fan, it really was a good win for not only the SEC, but college football as a whole. Dude, they were talking about that around the nation, man, and on the NFL. I loved it. That gave little old Vanderbilt, man, a really a boost that they needed for a long time. Because in this city, all you ever hear and all you were going to hear was UT. Vanderbilt, was second billing. And hell, Tennessee State probably was third billing. But that's finna change, man, because I think Vanderbilt is willing and ready to play with anybody, man. You got to play 4 quarters, man. Turn over free football, man. Mistake free if you can. And I think Vanderbilt going to show some teams something, man. If they do lose to them, I bet you they going to know they've been in a fight. Their strength and conditioning coach, he does wonders. He's doing wonders at Vanderbilt since the days of Doc Krieges. And that's
you think he's going to be as successful as a James Franklin?
Time will tell. I'm not gonna put my neck out there, but if he keep, hey man, the TP is the best thing since buttered toast, dude. The transfer portal. Anytime you can go through the portal and come out a winner, and if Vanderbilt can get them guys, give Vanderbilt credit for one thing. You gotta have this right up here, man, to go to Vanderbilt and play. You just
you gotta be a smart guy.
Yes, sir. You ain't taking light bulb screwing 101 and basket weave, and ain't none of that happening. Yeah. If you don't have it, you can't come now. So
hey, let's switch to the NFL. Looks like they haven't made a decision yet. Will Levis may be starting though this week. They come off that bye week. They play the Colts. First of all, what's your thoughts about? Let's go back to last year. What do you think about them letting Vrabel go? Should they could have let Vrabel go, or should they let him coach another year or two and get things squared away with somewhat of a rebuild? Or they are going through a rebuild?
Well, I think I would have tried to keep him around one more season, man, just to see what he would have done with Levis, man. But I'm gonna tell you something, man. If Hellman's don't get his head in the game, man, he's gonna have a bad year, because this is my take on it. I might get some oohs, I hope not, but it's just my thought. I feel Levis, I don't know, man, they threw him to the fire too soon, man, but I know they got different coordinators and all that. People argue that point. That dude threw 4 touchdowns against Atlanta Falcons his first year. And it seems like from that point on, it's been a downward spiral. I read a lot of media outlets, and they all say this about him, man. They said the Titans knew what he was when they drafted this dude. They said the same errors that he's making with us, he did the same thing at Kentucky. Yes. One media outlet said this right here. He said that Will Levis is a bad actor playing a even badder quarterback. And the Titans.
Well, I said something similar to that myself. He's like an actor playing he's like Keanu Reeves in The Replacements.
He's like Christopher Reeves in Superman at first season. And then he went to Val Kilmer or somebody. I don't know. Mickey Rourke or something, dude.
That's funny, man.
Hey,
now,
that guy.
Explain the story about the Hellmans, the mayonnaise joke.
Man,
explain the backstory to the audience.
I think I heard this at Kentucky. When he would drink coffee, he would put a couple of drops of Hammond's mayonnaise in the coffee, which
Yeah.
I can't figure out why, but that's on him, you know. But my thing with that, I think this dude brought it over into the NFL, man, and he it seems like to me, this is what I'm hearing from different people, man.
Yeah.
That this dude is only interested. He's I don't know, man. Hammond's something must be up here, man, because to me, when you on the field and you pivoting like that, or like what you seeing out there, man, it ain't the same thing they seeing in the skybox. Cause when he go back off the field on them drives that he do, and they go for nothing, and when he go back to the bench and the coach get in his face or the coordinator, he can't take it. Cause my best friend told me this, cause he had.
Oh, you're saying he's too sensitive?
Yeah, he's too sensitive for one, dude. And the bottom line is, the NFL stands for 3 letters, not for long.
Yes.
And you look at Mason, man, coming from Pittsburgh. This dude game is controlled. You could see a different perspective from the players when he came and took the field. I don't think Levis needs to play Sunday, man. I truly don't.
Right.
I think he needs to hold that paper, that clipboard, and learn that game and watch reads and just study the game. A whole lot of the greats. Okay. Did Aaron Rodgers start at Green Bay when Brett Favre was there?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay. I don't think McNair started when he first came here.
Chandler that played it originally.
Bam. Correct, sir. Correct.
Yeah.
So
even Tom Brady said he learned a lot sitting behind what was it? I forgot the guy's name now. Drew Bledsoe for a year. He learned a lot there, you know. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big fan of letting a guy sit. I know there's certain situations where it's worked out. Stroud, it's worked out. Ben Roethlisberger, it's worked out. But ultimately, it's really good to let a guy sit a year. Now, of course, he sit some last year. So that's why I really don't have a lot of faith in the guy.
But I like what Pickles just said. He is reading his press, dude. That dude, I think he got. Now this ain't a bad take on Levis, but it's like he. I think somehow somebody got a hold of his phone number, his personal number, man, and this dude whined for a whole week, you know. And Pickles is right. And when he said Adolph Rupp, I almost did my head like this. Adolph Rupp, God Almighty. but I'm just gonna tell you,
that's an Adolph Rupp. He said, "Stop reading your press clippings."
He's right. He read them at Kentucky. I think
John Wooden used to say that too.
But what you think about Tannehill sticking around? You think he would have worked with Levis?
I think they probably would have been about 3-1 or 4-1 with Tannehill there. Levis is just, me personally, I would already start scouting quarterbacks next year in the draft. I'd play Mason Rudolph. There's a guy named Brian Baldinger, works with the NFL Network. He put some of the film on the X out and showed where the same formation, the defense was the same formation in the Miami game last Monday, and Levis takes off running. The play was really meant for him to throw to a Conquo when Conquo was open in like 2 seconds. Instead, he don't see that. He takes off running and he injures his shoulder. Same formation, same zone defense that the Dolphins are playing. Boom, it's a 7-yard completion from Mason Rudolph to a Conquo, the tight end there.
But he's not the type of quarterback yet to thread the needle or make things happen.
And this was an easy throw. It was routine, Andre.
I know, but wasn't that the first quarter? Because I didn't see the opening quarter of that game. A friend of mine texted me, said, "Man, guess who hurt?" I said, "Who?" They said, "Hammond's mayonnaise." I said, "Man, get out of here, man." I said, "For real? Hammond's, man, for real, dude. Nobody
bring home the Hellmans. Bring out.
I don't want to hear.
That's my favorite mayonnaise.
Well, I like Dukes myself, but the bottom line is, Pickles hit on it. This dude, maybe maybe the hype is gone, dude, because the other media outlets are saying that maybe the Titans are trying to do that downward slide so they can be in better position to get Cam or one of them guys to come in. Because they know, I think the Titans see the hand writing on the wall, man. They know this guy is not the right fit. And I'm going to tell you something. I don't know how many out here watching tonight would agree when Tannehill, I'm sorry, I don't know why I said Hasselbeck. Tannehill, when he made the statement that, he ain't here to coach players and develop on them or whatever, that was what it was. But I wish he would have retracted that one and worked with Malik. Because I think at the end of the day.
He did.
Yeah,
but too much is already done said. Malik did good with Green Bay.
Hey, man, he got a good coordinator. That coordinator, they build quarterbacks up there. Look at Love, man. Them boys building quarterbacks.
I know. I thought Love would be a bust.
Hey, man, that was my team before the Titans even thought about bringing a team to this city. I was alone, but I still, in my heart, gonna always be a Packer, man. But at the end of the day, like Pickles just said, I'm coming to Pickles again. You gotta have pocket awareness. If you don't see no play developing, man, and you going through your reads and your progressions, tuck, slide, watch your head, and try to make get some positive yards. I don't know what this dude deal is, man. It's not.
He can't pick up on the pass rush, and the pass rush is coming at him in slow motion.
He hold the ball too. I can't stand a quarterback, man, that hold that ball like they on
4 or 5 seconds, man.
Yeah, like they on a high school
football time.
Yeah, you can't look at the best man that did it. Brady,
Manning,
man. When Manning's a zebra, Allegra, whatever what he was saying, that ball gone, man.
Omaha.
Downfield. Yeah, Omaha. I forgot about Omaha. But he throwing it downfield. He ain't setting up there playing and nursemaiding that ball, man. Man, get that ball out of your hand, man, and make something happen. Because when that coach got in his face, he was supposed to get in his face. And my friend is trying his best to find an alibi. I said, dude, there's no alibi. This boy is a college player trying to emulate a pro player, and he can't make that transition. It's obvious. It's many of them came out of
turnovers
college
in 4 games, and
I
don't know if the owner's pressing him or what. There's no way I play this guy this weekend. I'm playing Rudolph until maybe he falls off. Then I put him back in there.
That's what I would do.
This is a very talented team on the defensive side, Andre.
They got too much talent to be where they at now.
Yes.
It makes no excuse. And you can't take that kind of talent into the new facility playing 500 ball.
Right.
Like, what did Pickle say? Omaha is 1, 2, 3
throws.
You better know it, buddy. You better know it. Yeah, it wasn't no 6, 7, 8, 9. I'll tell you that ball is gone, buddy. See, I used to go to the games, Pickles, back when McNair was playing. I got pictures. The next time you bring me on your show, and I pray you will, I'll show you 2 pictures from a Nashville photographer that is the governor's photographer. But he also did some stuff for the Titans. Yeah. Man, I got pictures with number 18. Look at my hands, folks. He looking over. He looking at plays. They done Xeroxed them down to him from the skybox.
Yeah.
I'm that close, Robert. He doing like this.
You said they kept calling him one time. He wouldn't answer, though.
He wouldn't. Well, he answered enough on us because he owned us for a long time. Now, you look at when we play the like you said, Indiana. Think about this, man.
Yeah, the Colts this week. Yeah.
They got a quarterback now and found his second life. I like Flacco. I liked him with the Ravens. I liked him with the Browns. Hell, I'd take him here right now. See, when you got that dude is a student of the game. Flacco is showing teams.
Those are good deep ball, don't it?
Hey, man, I love Flacco. That was my boy, man. When we would play them, I liked McNair too. Don't get me wrong, but I always kept his third eye on Flacco, man. Flacco is something special, man.
Yeah, I was at the Mid-City Miracle Pickles. Hey, let's switch gears. What do you think about this Celtics team? We're about to start a new season, man. They got over the hump since the last time I talked to you. They won the championship. He didn't got his Celtics hat on now. Yeah. I used to work with Andre. He worked for the state of Tennessee when I was doing security. He always wore a Celtics jersey, and everybody else was wearing business casual, which I thought was hilarious.
Me too, brother.
me and Ron Paisley, we thought that was the funniest stuff ever, man. They got over the hump, though, man. They won the championship. What's your thoughts about that, man?
Well, the Celtics have what many teams have had from the Bulls to the
Lakers,
or some down in Texas, down there with Tim Duncan. Every team,
Spurs.
Yeah, every team that have made runs for that coveted chip, that Larry O'Brien, they got a target on his back, man.
Yeah.
But we got our 6 starters back, and our big boy Horford, I think he might have one more in them old leagues, man. I hope we can get 8, because you got to remember, we talking 82 games plus deep.
Yeah, he's 37, I think. He's up there.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Pickles, for that. But I'm gonna tell you too, we know we got the Knicks to contend with. We got the 76ers and the Bucks. Everybody is stacking their teams, making monumental trades, coming for the coveted Celtic crown. Can they do it again? Barring any injuries, it's gonna be a dogfight. I see us and the Knicks facing off, man. I see us going at it down in the East, man. But we gotta have Porzingis.
You think the Knicks will stay healthy?
See, this is what I'm telling people. Everybody thinking this Karl Anthony Towns is gonna be the answer, the second coming. I'm gonna switch up on you. They think he gonna be the second coming, but he gotta face us too. He gotta face them Celtics, and this is the key for me. He's a 3-point threat. He can do a lot of things on that floor. But I want you to please tell the Knicks fans this for me. This dude ain't gonna hit 3-pointers every night. He's not gonna hit them. He's gonna be off some nights.
Well, that's my issue with him. He's got to stay in that paint. He's a little too 3-point happy for a center.
Yeah, there you go. He was some. You know who he remind me of sometimes. He was the late give me the ball Kobe Bryant. He you know,
really?
Like dude, he ain't gonna hit 3-pointers every night, man.
As a player, I was not a big Kobe Bryant fan either. He was too much of a ball hog. I like the mature post-career Kobe, but you're right. Kobe took too many shots there. He didn't defer enough with Shaq. I'm surprised they did win the championships that he did at times. You know, but he's got to play his role on a Thibault. He's got to stay healthy, but I think they can push the Celtics. I don't know if they can get over the hump, but you know, Thibodeau can't be wearing these guys down, though. You know, that's the
we need Porzingis to be healthy too, dude.
That's what I was about to ask you. That's your only issue, I think. Maybe Porzingis is his health issues.
Look, we won it without him. Don't get me wrong, but
that's true.
Pickles is right. The Knicks are. Look, Pickles, you're right. The Knicks, that team right there, they're gonna be hard to beat. But we got to win it for the Larry legend. Like I said, when we won that last one, I said the ghost of Celtics past from Red Auerbach and that White Owl cigar all the way to Hondo Havlicek. We won that banner for them, man. Look, when we win a banner like that, it's for the players that have gone on, man. Like Big Bill, Big Red, Bill Walton. We had
Bill
Pete
Walton
Maravich. Man, we've had some of the greats that ever play the game play for the green and white. I'll never switch gears on my team. Yeah, the Knicks will be, but it will remind you, Pickles, of the year like 1973 when you had Willis Reed and the Knicks was so stacked.
Phil Jackson was on that team.
Oh yeah, man. They had you had Earl Monroe, Dollar Bill Bradley, David Busher. Man, that team was loaded. They had a player that played at TSU. Name
Anthony
was
Mason.
No. That was way before Mason. This was Dick Skull Barnett. Mason was good, man. You had the big oak tree. That that Mason was a big, strong dude, man. He was strong, and that Charles Oakley was a strong one. He still want to fight you, and he's 90 years old.
Yeah. Okay,
right.
so you mentioned something. You're working on your program yourself. What are you wanting to do, podcast or live stream wise, Andre? We talked about it off the air, but tell me what's on your mind about that.
Man, my stuff is a little bit of what's going on around the country, a little bit of sports, a little lightheartedness, man. I'm learning from you, brother. I'm learning from the best.
I appreciate it.
You gave me inspiration to try it. It's not written in stone, but I had to try to just had a little time down, man. And I said, people would tell me, man, you like to talk to people, man. You pretty vocal. You talk on a lot of subjects. Ron Paisley will tell you that. So
he would be a good interview for you.
Yeah, I might have to do that. I'm trying to put some stuff together.
I'll come on there anytime you need me to, as long as it ain't Monday through Friday, 7 to 8.
Okay, I'm trying to learn how to do it where I can bring you in like this, man. Where I can do like the split screen. You know, I'm learning and asking.
I can show you that. That's easy.
Okay, yeah. I'm not too proud. I would even want Pickles, Lebanon in, man. I'm in East Nashville, Pickles. I'll get you a jar homemade.
Pickles from East Nashville.
Yeah, well, Pickles, I'll get you a job, homemade Pickles, my friend.
Hey, man, I'll bring my laptop in from You Can Rent. Remember we were joking about that once in East Nashville. This is an inside joke. There's always those places where you can rent furniture. Rent to own, You Can Rent.
Man, I can't think of the name of a lot of them different ones, man. But my wife worked at an apartment complex on Shelby Avenue. I'm not gonna say the name, but Rent-A-Center was one.
Rent-A-Center, yeah.
I'd be at the state, man. I go down in the evening because we both had cars, but we just didn't see the need when we worked like 10 minutes from each other. I worked downtown. She worked on Shelby, right where the Titans walking bridge is.
My grandmother lived in that Chevy high rise across the street from Bill Martin's. Remember that?
I know where you at. Oh my God.
Between 6th and 7th.
Yes, sir. I would be sitting there, man, in the car, waiting on my wife and them to get off from work, like, kind of doing a little pseudo security, man, in a sense.
That's good,
and
man.
I turn my head that way and that way, man. I see the big Rent-A-Center truck pull in, man. Next thing I know, I see the whole house coming out, man. I'm like, good God, they rented.
They repoing everything.
Man, they were taking everything that wasn't nailed down. and taking what was nailed down too, man. It was a sight to see, man. And sometimes them people wouldn't even answer the door, man. But the people would come over, hand my wife and her boss paperwork. Look, we scheduled to come and get the stuff. And if they keep not answering and refusing to come to the door, we're going to get the sheriff's department out here with us. So eventually they had to come.
In that neighborhood, you need the police or a firearm.
Sometimes it's still that way, brother. Sometimes it's still that way, period.
It is. So are you just going to have an all-purpose variety show? Is that what you're telling me?
Man, I ain't the light-skinned version of Carol Burnett, but I'm not trying to do a variety show.
Carol Burnett.
I'm just trying to do a show that if I can come on with some.
That's funny. I'm gonna clip that, man.
Okay, some different topics, man, and what I'm gonna do, I'm picking people brains, man, and you're gonna be one of the ones, man, that what you think of what people would want to hear, and work, because
I like to laugh, relationship advice. A lot of guys have asked me. I'm trying to talk young woman from my work to come in and maybe do 60% of the men in the United States are single now, 30% of women. So we've got to kind of mesh that and get people hooked up and married. And I notice a lot of single guys ask me, and I'm single myself. I guess they think I'm some kind of player, but I'm just working a lot right now. I'm not a player. I just crush a lot. Remember that?
Yes, sir, I do.
Fun.
But you are a player, man. Don't sell yourself short, brother. Help me out, Pickles. He's a player.
Stuff like that, Andre, and some local sports, comedy. You're great. You know?
Hey, I've been told that one of your security guards, when you work for I don't know if you're still with that company or not,
No, I've been gone 10
Okay,
years.
it used to be a black guy named Mr. Vaughn, man. You remember Mr. Vaughn that worked over in Citizen Plaza? No, he worked in
Probably
Fort
know him. I
Hall.
saw him.
Yeah. And he told me one day, man, when I was doing some delivery, he said, man, you know what? You're a funny dude, man. You ought to think about going to Zany's. I can work with you and be whatever, like valet or something like that. I said, are you gonna be the one when I fall flat on my face and they start throwing liquor bottles and tomatoes? Are you gonna stand in front of them tomatoes? Because I ain't doing that one. I don't think I got that kind of comedy, man. I got local comedy. I ain't think I'm good enough to hit the circuit by no stretch.
Oh man, you got Lavelle Crawford beat. And I love Lavelle Crawford.
Well, man, I'll take that as a compliment. I really would.
Yeah.
Pickles, can we go to Rental Center and get us a 80-inch TV, man, so we can watch
Better
this
than
show?
Oprah.
Look, Pickles, I love your comment. I can tell you some stories, and you'll fall out laughing. And you'll have to give Pickles my phone number one day.
Yeah,
because I
We'll
know
bring
some
them
stories
on one of these days.
about that lady that we typing on, that it comes from reliable sources. It's not third.
Yeah,
and
one
fourth
of my
hand.
teachers taught her. My sophomore English teacher said she taught Oprah back in the 70s at East High School.
Yeah,
So,
I wondered, did she go to Meigs or any of them schools?
I thought she went to East. My dad went to school with her too.
But where did she go before she went to East? Because I don't know what.
Oh, I don't know.
See, she's from Mississippi. Her mama sent her up here to live with her daddy, man, because she was getting a little out of control, man. You know?
Oh, you got a lot of Oprah stories. Okay. Yeah.
Man, I know some, brother. I can tell you. Look, you see Channel 5 is doing their 70th whatever year they want to air. When they did like clippings from like the old. If Pickles remember Oprah from East High, I don't know how old Pickles is. I'm 61, Pickles.
Yeah, he's about your age. Over.
Okay, so
years older.
they had and I'm gonna wrap this up. They had the Night Train old TV show that came on at WLAC. I can remember when they filmed Hee Haw down at that studio, Channel 5.
Okay.
My auntie knew some people, man, and we got a tour of it. And you look at that studio now, you wouldn't have even thought that was filmed there. But Oprah used to be a newscat. That's when she got her second star.
I think, right? Yeah.
But it used to be a guy that did the weather. What have you been in East Nashville all your life, Paul?
Oh, yeah, most of it. Yeah.
Now, I thought she went to
Especially
Meigs.
during the early years.
Yeah.
Shelby
Pickles
and
is
all
right.
that.
I know she went to Meigs. I know she did. But it used to be a weatherman.
Bill Hall?
No. He was at Channel 5. He did Popeye, the cartoon show. His name was Robert Lobertini, but everybody called him Bob Lobertini.
Yeah.
I can tell you a story, boy, to have you crying. You can call me when the show ends. And this was told.
You could talk about that P. Diddy stuff. I'm just giving you ideas. Of course, I got to wrap up my show. But stuff like that, this pop culture stuff, you would be good, man.
What Pickles think? I'm talking on that subject too. In Pickles, if Pickles have paid any attention, what you think the outcome gonna be, Pickles? Do you think he gonna get some time, or you think this guy will beat that case like John Gotti, the Teflon Don?
He'll have some good. I think they got a lot on him, man.
They got a whole lot. They got that Rico stack.
He's going to get the best lawyers money can buy. It'll probably be televised like OJ. I've been watching that Menendez movie on Netflix, stuff like that. But I got to wrap up. That's good. I'm just brainstorming with you on the air here.
Okay. Well,
Andre Gibson, everybody.
Well, get Pickles to
Pickles
come
says
in
he's
with
going to the pen and the county jail.
Hey, Pickles right. He's going to the pen. He's trying to get out of. Let me wrap this up and say this to Pickles. He's trying to get his venue moved to a new jail. They said people have already put their hands on him, and he's in protected custody. So that can tell you your money can't save you from people putting their tentacles on you. So they're gonna get him. They'll get him.
Wow. The return of Andre Gibson, everybody.
Pickles, thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you, Rob, for having me. Please bring me back again so me and Pickles can catch up. And I tell you, when I get off the air, Oprah and Bob.
I'll tag you, by the way, on Facebook. I'll give you this, and maybe I'll get some clips tomorrow.
Okay.
Pickles,
All
right, man.
Have a good night. Go Vandy, baby. Go Florida.
All right. See you, Andre. Andre Gibson, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow with Kevin Carroll. We'll talk some college football. Oregon and Ohio State, we'll break that down. And Tennessee, Florida, a lot of big games. I think Penn State's playing a USC and whatnot. Great show tonight. Great audience. Want to thank again Andre Gibson, everybody. I'll be back here tomorrow. Same time, same place here on the Real Sports Scope.